Hello and welcome to Tasting with Mike and Matt. I'm Mike Veach and this is not Matt Cohorst. This is Rosemary Miller, my love of my life. But Matt has had COVID here a couple of weeks ago and he still hasn't got his sense of smell back, so he's taken some time off from the videos until he gets those working again. And till then, Rosemary is volunteered to step in and help make a couple of videos. So, today we are going to taste Maker's Mark, but it's a different Maker's Mark. It is their cellar aged whiskey. What they did is they took regular Maker's Mark, 5 to 6 years old, and put it in the cellar, their big cellar where they aged their 46, and set it there for 6 years. And so whiskey is 13% 11-year-old whiskey, 87% 12-year-old whiskey. So that's what we're going to be tasting today, Rosemary.
I'm excited. An extra aged whiskey from Maker's Mark.
Yeah, extra aged, and it's everything I've heard so far has been really good about it. Unfortunately, I didn't make it to the press release party that they had down at the distillery because I was still recovering from my surgery and couldn't make it. But everyone I talked to that was down there said it was really good whiskey. So what we have 2 bottles here. Of course, 3 if you count this is the cellar aged, but this is a sample of the cellar aged, and this is a sample of a 12-year-old whiskey that's been aged for 12 years in the warehouse, which, generally means by Maker's Mark standards, they're going to say this is extra woody, overaged. And it probably is going to be a little bit on the woody tannic side.
You'd get a lot of that if you put a barrel high in the warehouse, though. But what does Maker's Mark typically do with their barrels in the warehouse?
Well, they do rotate their barrels. So, they move the barrels from floor 1 to floor 6 and floor 2 to floor 5 and leave 3 and 4, where they are. So they do rotate their barrels, but still, I have a feeling this barrel might have stayed on 4, 5, or 6 the full 12 years, just to give it a little extra age, extra woodiness to it. Because
I'm expecting it to be woody, but we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
Taste on, McDuff.
Well, we will try this. So like I said, this is a 12-year-old warehouse sample.
From the warehouse.
From the warehouse. He knows it. It's definitely got a little more oak than your normal Maker's Mark, but as a whole,
I'm still picking up the lovely caramel sugar aroma of Maker's.
Yeah. They always have that caramel brown sugar note on a really good Maker's bottle.
I'm not ready to say, ooh, over-oaked yet.
Yeah. Got a little bit of an apple note to it. With just a hint of like allspice on the nose. So let's taste it. That's really nice, I think. It's verging upon being a little too tannic.
It's pretty hot as in tannic for my palate.
Yeah, but I mean, you get that really nice caramel brown sugar, apple, a little bit of, like I said, allspice, cinnamon. But then it has got that tannicness,
In the finish particularly. Stays on the palate for quite a while.
Right, and that finish, it's very oaky, borderline what I would say from being over oaked.
Yeah. Yeah.
So they haven't purposely kept this. This probably is 12 years and been rotated. My skepticism was unfounded. But
it probably doesn't meet their standard for release.
So let's try it with a cranberry. See what it does.
A crayon, as Matt would say.
Yeah. Oh, that enhanced that oak tannins. Made it very bitter.
It's bitter.
Yeah.
It is bitter.
Yeah.
Yeah, wash that out.
Try it with a pecan. That actually brought out a little note of chocolate to me.
It does. It does. It gives a little more texture and fattiness to the flavor of the whiskey.
Right. But still, the tannins in that pecan, I think, pushed the tannins of the whiskey over the finish. It's just a little bit too bitter for me.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
Let's try it with a piece of chocolate. That's rather nice. The caramel's still there. The fruitiness, a little bit of apple fruit really kind of was a little bit enhanced. But once again, that tannins on the finish, because of the tannins in the chocolate, I guess.
Is there proof on this, Mike, on the sample?
They don't give us a proof.
One assumes it's just cask strength.
Yeah, probably cast strength. It's got to be somewhere around 110 to 115.
Because this new expression is also cask strength, is
Right,
it not?
it is cast strength, which is
115.7.
115.7. Yeah, this is a interesting bottle. It's one of the first 100 bottled that they gave to.
And this will be a limited release that they'll do on an annual basis?
It's what I've heard rumors of, that they're going to do it on an annual basis.
That packaging is really nice. The glass just ripples on it. It's got a very unique style to it.
Yeah, it's very, very nice packaging design. I like the simple label, the fact that, just a strip with their name on it with the Rob Samuel signature underneath it. So let's cleanse our palate after that chocolate. Now let's open the Cellar aged. I'm getting a nice whiff of caramel.
Wow, keep pouring. No need to put it down, you just hand it.
Got a nice color to it.
It really does.
Yeah, nice amber color. Oh yeah, definitely. You get some nice caramel.
I get kind of that caramelized sugar, burnt sugar kind of.
I'm getting that ripe apple too. Like a caramel apple with a.
Yeah, there's a fruit there.
With a little bit of like cinnamon.
That's a great nose.
Yeah. Well, you know, the cellar, the fact that they age it for 6 years on the cellar, in the cellar, is probably the equivalent to aging it for 12 years in the warehouse on the bottom floor.
Really?
That's what I would think, without rotating. You know, because that's what Julian Van Winkle does when he picked his barrels, you know, for the 20-year-old Pappy from Weller. He always picked the barrels from the bottom 2 floors of the warehouse, because it ages it much slower. But yeah, this has got a real nice nose. Let's take a sip.
Oh.
Oh, that's candy.
Oh my Lord have mercy, that goes down a treat.
Yeah, I'm getting really nice, rich caramel, that ripe apple, and lots of cinnamon.
But for 115 proof,
Yeah.
that is so smooth.
Right. There's no burn at all.
I'm impressed.
Yeah. Got real nice, thick mouthfeel. And the finish, I'm still getting a really nice finish. It's like caramel and cinnamon.
It's got oak, but it's
Right.
it's got balance to it. I mean, it's everything is there in the right proportion.
Right. The oak is there, but like I said, the finish is mostly caramel, cinnamon, just a hint of that bitter oak tannins. But, you know, I like that little bit of bitterness in small portions.
Oh, this has got legs.
Yeah. Well, let's try it for cranberry, see what
Okay.
happens.
Let's do.
Oh, man. That really enhanced that caramel and the apple. Took the spice down a bit and brought out the oak more in the finish.
Yeah, on the finish. Yes, I agree with that.
But yeah, that's really good. I like it.
Hasn't diminished anything.
No. Palate and try it with a piece of pecan. That really brought out some chocolate notes. The caramel is still there, but it became almost like a milk chocolate.
Yeah.
Not as fruity, but a little more spicy. It's got the cinnamon and nutmeg, maybe just a hint of ginger.
And for me, the oils in that nut just pile on the texture of this whiskey. So
yeah, it gives it a great mouthfeel.
it does.
Well, let's cleanse our palate and try it with a piece of chocolate. Oh man, talk about candy. The chocolate flavor from the chocolate itself blends with that caramel. A little bit of a spiciness, but not a whole lot. It tames the spice.
Yeah.
But,
You could just pour that over some ice cream.
right. And that apple is still there, that ripe apple. As a matter of fact, I think the ripe apple is even stronger in the finish than it's ever been.
Yeah. You get more of the fruity note to it.
But yeah, that's really, really good whiskey. So, Baker's Mark,
They've done it their way.
they've done it their way. They've made an excellent whiskey here.
Bourbon without the bite.
Bourbon without the bite. great whiskey and everything. And well, here's the Maker's Mark.
Here's the Maker's Mark.
And if you enjoyed this video, please subscribe and please thank the sponsor.